All right. Crazy intro. Crazy intro. I heard the story. I think I saw a Slash. I think it was like a Guns N' Roses behind the music. And he came up with it. He was just sitting in the room doing some exercise, noodling around. And Axl heard it and he went and wrote the song to it as he was playing it. And Axl said, every night, I hated when we got to Sweet Child of Mine because he was always so hammered drunk on Jack Daniels that he couldn't play the riff half the time. He's like, man, why do I have to write such a difficult riff? But it's not that difficult. There's a pattern to it. Once you see the pattern, you're going to go, aha, gotcha. All right, so basically, the trick is to get the picking right. Everybody picks differently, but I would suggest that every time you hit the high E string, you're on an upstroke. And the other thing is we're just changing the bass every time. The G, B, and E strings are the same, except for the final ending. It's all the same pattern. We're just changing the bass note, right? So we're going to start on a downstroke, 12 on the D, to an upstroke, 15 on B. And then we're going to do downstroke on 14 on G. So you got 12, 15, 14. D, B, G. Down, up, down. Okay, then go to 12 on G with an upstroke. Now again, if you pick differently, if you start on an upstroke and you're good at inside picking, like, more power to you, man. But I'm just going to show you how I pick it. So, alright, and then after that we get to the high E and B string. We're going to go 15 on the high E on an upstroke. Always upstroke on the high E. And then 12 or 14 on the G. Downstroke. So you got... Then we're going to go 14 on the E. And 14 to the G. So you have... That's the first pattern, okay? And that's with the D on 12 being your first root. But everything else, just sit there and play that over and over for like 5-10 minutes and just get to see how the G and B and E string and how your fingers move and how you pick. Because that's going to set you up for success with every other root that we're going to. And when you get it, man, it feels really cool. It's a fun little thing to do, right? So then when you get to 14 on D, that's the next root. Everything else is going to be the same. We're just going to start on 14, right? The other thing is, you want to start with your index finger on each root note that we go to. Okay, the first note we begin the pattern with, start with your index finger. So when we go to 14, start with your index. Okay, it's all the same. Same as the first pattern. 14, 15B, 14G, 14 or 12G, 15, 14, 14, 14. Okay? Everything is done twice, right? So you have twice on 12 with the root, twice on 14 with the root. Now we're going to go to 12 on the G as our root. Okay, again twice. So all together you got... And then you just repeat. So you do the beginning at the end twice, and then you play it again to the beginning, if that makes any sense. So basically at the end you're playing it 4 times, and that kicks you off into the next thing. So, and then the second time it ends, it'll go it's a cool little ending. So after you're done with 12 on your root, now the high E string on 12 is going to become your root, right? So again, upstroke's always on the high E. So you go 12 on the high E, 14 on the G, 15 on B to 14 on G. So you got 12 on E, 14 on G, 15 on B, back to 14 on G. Okay? And then we're going to go back to 12 and 14, E and G. That's going to set us up for this 14 E, 14 G. And then you're going to go 15 E, back to 14 G. Right? Everything just goes up and goes down. You got 12, 14, 15, 14, 12. Back to repeat that again. Right? And then after that, you get all right. May sound confusing, but it's really not. Once you get into it, you'll see. And you want to try really hard not to let the notes bleed out. You want to play them pretty staccato, and after you play them, kind of let the pressure off of the string with your finger. Alright, so you can just lift your finger straight off, mute with your right hand, you know, however you like to pick. 14, 15, 14, 12, and then you'll end it on 15B to 12 or 14G. Alright, so all together. Okay. And just work through them. You know, when you get them like memorized, you don't have to repeat it twice at first. Just do each one like once, just to be able to connect them and get the feel for connecting them, you know, and then work up to doing them twice back to back. You know, that way you feel like you're progressing more, you know, and then as you get it, you just double it up. Right? So that's it. Just have fun. Practice it slow. Just take it one piece at a time. Do that over and over till you can visualize the pattern in your head and then move around to the bass note. So that's it. Practice slow.